Okay, so let's just go for it now. No intro. What just happened? I have no idea. Anyways, what's up, guys? Hope I defeat the UV war. Oh man, someday. So we've got this file, right? I'm gonna do a few things with it beforehand, but if you press Shift F, right, in ZBrush, you get this view, and you can see I've got these poly groups. Now this is because they used to be separate subtools, and I went along the whole mesh in the last stream and kind of merged them down into two pieces that I felt worked well for like how I wanted to separate them for individual bakes. So now that I've said that, let's see here. So I think what I'm actually going to do, so if you zoom in real close, you can see they're not welded together or anything, right? I think I can still, yeah, if you control Shift right click? Or left click, sorry, you can isolate by polygroup. So you can keep a same subtool and all that stuff. But someone was asking in the, hey James Bond, what's up, man? Someone was asking the other day about how I make this a low poly. And we did it at the end of the last stream, but I'm just gonna go ahead and do it again. So what I would do is I combine these all together, right? And if we shift click this subtool, we'll just isolate this one. So we got this one, and it's multi parts, right? Let's duplicate it, and you can see I've got the low poly here, but I'm just gonna rename this one to like LP. I'll just say LP2 since we've already got one. And this is the low poly. Now, not really, of course. So if I press W, you get your little gizmo thing here. Click this little customize button here, and you've got all these options here. I think this was added in 2018. Oh man, thanks, dude. 9 months. Oh, nice. Hey, Victor. Thanks, James. Brother in arms. So what I usually like to do is kind of turn this into a solid asset, right? Right now it's a bunch of pieces, they're kind of intersecting and all that stuff. If you click this little gear here, you can remesh by DiNusty. And that gives you this like weird, oh, actually maybe I should delete that and reset this so that we don't get a weird bounding box. So click this, remesh by DiNusty. And then you've got this little handle here, which actually it's kind of hard to see, but there's text that shows up right down here. If I sit there, you can see, I think it says target polygons count is 5,000. So we're going to grab this and just drag this around. So if let's say we go for 730,000. So basically it just does a DynaMesh on top. Just let it process here. So that's actually done. So if you look really closely now it's actually merged together, and it's actually a single mesh. For tightening up on the edges, for the decimation to be a bit more accurate, first let's click this gizmo and then we'll accept the remesh. We're gonna go down to where is it at? Deformation, and we'll just polish by feature, and we'll just do that by 1 and just kind of see what's going on here. Maybe I need to do this one. Hang on. Oh no, sorry, I don't want to do polish. I want to go into geometry and actually do a clay polish. So if we click that, you can see it really kind of smooths out everything and just tightens the edges where like sharp details were coming in, which kind of actually looks a bit more on the stylized side once you do it. But you can see all it's done is when you turn the wireframe on, it's just grabbed the geometry and tried to pinch them at the major concave and convex positions in the asset. So now that it's done that, we go hit W again, get into the gizmo here, and then we can do a remesh by decimation. So click that. This gives us our little bounding box here. And what we want to do is, it's just like, oh man, Sai, thanks man. Dude, 7 months. So this one is just like the UI as far as the like these little cones go. This white cone here says target polygon count. So I click that and start pulling on this. And let's say we want it at like 8K. So it's going to be kind of close. So it analyzes the mesh just like you would when you're doing a decimation. You see the little progress bar up here. It's going to freeze. Give it a second here. And then it will turn into the final result of the desired poly count. And if I shift F, you can see the polys. And you can see that the creases have helped us retain a lot of information that was initially there for where we want those hard edges. It's pretty clean as well, yes. So what's really nice is because now that it's done its analyzing of the mesh and it's kind of done its process, this is pretty easy to just move this target around. Like, see, maybe I want it at 1500. That's 1500. 38. 10K. You can see how this is going, right? Pretty nice. Anyways, that's how I've been doing the low poly for this type of organic shape. Once you're good with that, you'd click this little gizmo and hit accept, and then you would then go to this piece and do the same thing. It's pretty fast. I mean, the geometry is a little dirty, but at the same time, I guess with it being so organic, there's going to be a lot of geometry you're going to want there in order to help retain some of the shapes, or a lot of the shapes. So if we go back, if I go into this one, and let's delete this one now. So that was the one I had made previously. So this is the one that I had done on the last stream, and then this is the leg to it, or tentacle, I should say. And you can see it's done a pretty good job of retaining a lot of those shapes here as well. So the thing you want to really be paying attention to is the silhouette and making sure that those kind of edges are high enough that they retain the shapes that you were seeing before, so that when you bake it on there, it doesn't look weird. It doesn't look inaccurate. So we got this, right? And then I went in and exported both of these. Jay, what's up, man? How you doing? That name looks super familiar. How are you snapping the camera? So if I'm moving with a right click, so I'm using a mouse right now. So if I use right click and I hold shift while I'm rotating around, it'll snap based on the direction I'm rotating. Docu, what's up? How you doing? Yes, Jay, yes. So if you rotate this around, when you're working in this kind of side view, just a little side tangent here, when you're working in like a side view or a front view or whatever, you're going to want to make sure that you turn your perspective off. That way you're not getting any like skewed information. It's kind of working in like a orthographic view. Jay, that's a really complicated answer to give you. It's complex. It's the easiest answer. A lot as well. In a nutshell, manages environment production. So we've got this asset. I've exported out the two objects already as OBJs, and then we are going to be in Blender. So in Blender, let's just say that not mark it all sharp. Let's go to faces, and when it comes in, it'll be not smooth shading. It will be shaded flat, so it'll be like this. Jay, I'm sorry, man. This isn't an official Division stream, so I can't be like detracting from the quality of what I'm trying to teach. That's all. Yeah, so we've got this, right? And this is where it's going to get difficult for me, because like in Modo, I would just essentially select the faces that I want and make them smooth or soften the normals, and then I would select the edges I want to be hard and then make those edges hard like they are here. And then I would use those edges as the UV islands and then separate it out. What's up, Top? How you doing? Jay, I can answer other questions, maybe. I mean, it's complicated, man. There's not really a nutshell answer to it either. Yeah, Maya's UV tools are amazing, actually. So, yeah, 2019's version of Maya, those UV tools, they got it working, and they are pretty rad now. Jay, if you're in the Discord, which is here, I'd be totally down to have a chat with you. I just don't want to detract from what we're doing here. So we can start on this and see how it goes. It's 8:20 right now, so it took me about a little under 20 minutes to show you how I did the low poly. Let's look at this and see if we can't. No problem, Jay. Yeah, see, I don't have UV Packmaster right now. You're welcome to link it in chat. Maybe link it in the Discord as well. Now, that's just for packing, though, right? Does it have other tools? So what I usually would do, I would say maybe select all these, smooth, and then in the mesh you're gonna have your auto smooth at like 180. And then I think what I would start doing is just isolating large areas like this, where basically where I feel like seams could go in a nice way. This is not too automated and a little on the annoying side. Actually, probably want to. I mean, honestly, that underside does not matter because you won't see it because it's underground. So if you press U and then hit unwrap, I believe if I go to the UV editing tab here, yeah, I'll have actually isolated. Astro, what's up, man? Hey, Kyle. Hey. Oh, no problem, Jay. Thanks for hanging out, though, man. You're totally welcome to stay and chill. So how do you keep consistent texel density using UVs using Packmaster? You don't really. I mean, you could do a texel density auto pass where it kind of scales all the UVs accordingly, so it unifies the scale of the UVs. And then when you tell it to pack, you tell it to not scale anything individual of itself when it's packing. That should keep it a little more unified, but it's still texel density you usually want to leave to another UV set, and then everything is just unified and then scaled according to whatever is needed. So if this asset was actually really big, the UVs would end up being this big, just because texel density would state that in order to get enough pixels along the length of this texel and for a large object, the texel density would have to match. Nice, Kyle. This is probably one of the bumpier streams to be trying to learn Blender from me. So we can take this. I wonder if I hide. Oh, yes. It is true. So one thing I'm going to do is go in and So see if I hit tab on here for edit, when I hide faces, they'll go away. This is going to be really useful for unwrapping and just kind of knowing where I'm at with my unwrap state. But when I exit out of it, it goes away. It comes back and shows all the pieces. So when I edit this, you can see there's a ton of information back here inside here. So we're gonna isolate some of that. I'm pressing W to switch the states here, and then I'm just gonna do a lasso. But I'm gonna hit Alt Z so I can see through, and just basically do this. And then Control I to invert. You can see what's not going to show. So these actually can be deleted probably. In case we're wrong, we'll just we'll press P on that and separate the selection, and then we'll just take this and we'll just hide that. So that'll be its own thing. Though I don't really like how dirty the separation was here. Hang on. So this type of stuff here, I like to have as clean of a separation as possible. So if you got these weird triangle points, you either commit to them or you cut them out so it's a little bit on the cleaner side. Like these down here. Let me see what you even see down there. Yeah, see, you don't even. So you see that one. So you don't even see this bottom area. So we're just gonna wipe that whole thing out. So I'm trying to essentially cut out extra work for myself. So I'll press P, hit enter, that'll separate it, so then I get a separate mesh here. We'll just hit I on that so that it's gone. And then we just have to, oh, whoops, the other way around. Hit I on that. So now we just have to unwrap this piece, which is not too bad. Oh, you think I should do a quadrify? I think there's one in here in Blender, isn't there? So what if textile density says this is too big for a unique texture? Multi-UV sets. That's the answer. Because you're going to have to tile a material across it anyways. I'm reading chat here. But yeah, Bone Thugs, lovely name. You would use, in cases that I've seen, you'd use multi-UV sets. First UV set would be your unique bake. Second UV set, for example, could be your textile density. And then from there, you just make sure that your shaders support it that way. Hey, Nathan. It's basically a cylinder, yeah. And then I guess we could just watch out for stretching and all that jazz. Yeah, I'm just gonna grab these ones. Oh yeah, it's the depressing song. I like it, but maybe not for the stream. So if you press W, you can just tap unwrap there, then press G and move these around. You get this guy. Very hard to read. I'm gonna need to look more into this whole UV thing. And you'll see it when my mesh does this. It's just me going into X-ray, temporary X-ray, which is this button here. It's Alt Z, and that just allows me to select backface. Because if I don't have that on, you can see it stops. Can't have that. Can't have that. Pavel, we can get to that. you want to DM me that? I'll put it on the list of stuff to cover for sure. Yeah, and I mean, you can grab this and then, yeah, I need to look into all this stuff. But what I'm going to do first is kind of go through this process. So if I take these, I can technically press H to hide that since that's done. Alt center clicking to kind of pick an area for your camera to rotate around is pretty useful. And then we're going to press W and go into more of like a painting select. So basically I'm basically painting a UV island. So I want to see where I can get away with stuff, where I can break things. And essentially I'm looking for hard angles that are a nice area to hide a UV seam. And at some point, I think I'm just going to separate this. Are you as upside down as I am right now? My brain is like, wait, which way is the right way? Do color ID maps allow you to have overlapping UVs? No. They're just used to help you identify material separation on a per pixel level. No problem, Astro. You guys are a lot more active in chat tonight. It's awesome. How you guys doing all right? It's Monday, yeah? I think I'm going to go all the way to here. I'm going to grab these and I'll end it there. One thing that's really important about when you're unwrapping stuff for your unique bake is wherever you have your UV seams, you just need to make sure that you're flattening out your, you're making where UV break is, that you have a hard edge in your smoothing. Dude, this song. Yes, Blender has a symmetry. It's a mirror modifier, like Jay's saying. Worked on bugs all afternoon. Got in the zone. Nice. I totally get that. So if I unwrap that, I still need to go up here, and I'm going to need to separate these guys out. Because the angle difference between this side and under here versus this is just not going to give you a good unwrap. Dude, I love how you can get the camera upside down and it flips the orientation, so it's always as if you're right side up. So right now I'm just kind of tossing this stuff to the side here. I should probably save this. And then I'm just, for now, I'm just, if I press L, once you have something, your mouse over something, you press L in UV or in 3D, it will highlight that container. I'll just hide that. So this is where I'd rather be selecting the edges and making them hard-edged. And then just unwrapping from that, which you can do. But I'm going to try it this way. I want to see how this goes. Oh, see, there's that weird triangle there. Gross. Let's do that Control plus on the numpad to grow your selection. Oh yeah, and I always forget, if you hold down Control, when you're selecting, it will attempt to find the shortest path there. So you might be able to get your unwraps you're looking for quickly. Let's see where that's at. Maybe I want to grab this, all of this. Yeah, that's way easier. That's quite a bit faster, actually. Dude, hide and move or grab in the same area is really weird. Oh, we got a hole here. What's that about? We're gonna have to keep an eye on that, huh? So what makes you feel like you should learn Blender other than me using it? That's really weird. There's a hole there. I'm gonna unhide real quick. Aha! Okay, I'm gonna hide those again. deselected that. Let's grab this and grab this one, and we'll do another unwrap here. Oop. Somehow I selected it and it was part of the other selections, and then I hit it. I ended up with this mesh from here when I built the Lowpoly in ZBrush. Yeah, so this is mainly from a Decimation, is why the mesh is triangulated like this. We could, if Lucas was in here, or anyone that is knowledgeable in Blender, we need to find out if there is a way to quadrify a mesh, which I'm pretty sure there is. Dude, UI unwrapping, please. Is it, this is 2.81. Is that out yet on Substance Painter? Mesh faces, tries, quads. Okay, let me finish unwrapping this, and then I'm gonna just run that and see what it looks like. This actually needs a break here. There we go. And then for now, we're just gonna unwrap this one piece. This looks like an alien head. Okay, and then if we alt hide that, technically that piece is unwrapped. Okay, let's do that. Geometry data tab remesh. So one we're looking at, Asher, is that the new stuff? Because you could go to here, here. Geometry data. It doesn't look like I have it yet. Maybe I don't have the most up-to-date one then. In object mode? I'm in object mode. Oh, sorry, yeah. Up one. Remesh. But you said geometry data. Yeah, remesh will make this solid, if I remember correctly. Let me save. All right. So if I do that, yeah, I see. Because it's not a solid volume. Yeah, Nathan, that's the more direct way, right? With the geometry that's already there. You just grab these and you go mesh, and then Alt J. Yes, Alt J. You see that? Does it do it without it selected? No. Alt J. Much cleaner. Max face angle. Oh, this is we're gonna have to re-unwrap this, but it is cleaner. There are still some triangles, but it's, yeah, that remesh is not gonna be very cost efficient though, Asher. Because you're talking about voxelizing the mesh, right? Oh, look at this guy. I guess I didn't check this side when I was getting ready to, because see, if we take this, dupe this to the side, and then we Alt-J, can do a comparison between the two. And you can see it's kind of, but you can argue it's going to be easier to unwrap. So explaining the difference between tris versus quads. I mean, it's just, in the end, the game engine's going to look at triangles. A quad is just 2 triangles, right? I think this will be all right. The downside is I'm going to have to do some... Let me do this before the remesh. Whoa. Okay, so I'm just going to grab these and really separate them. Oops. Because it's going to make it easier for me to isolate and clean up after the triangulation. You know what I'm saying? Because there's going to be triangles that get shared. Okay, so I'm going to select this and Alt-J. Yeah, see that stuff? Gross. Oh, and then also we're going to need to... Okay, so what I did there is I selected some of the, oh God, hang on. Make sure that's not selected. So I've selected some polys or triangles on this mesh. If I press P and separate them, then I select this one, and then press Control J, it'll merge them. And I believe those verts are actually split still, yeah. So we'll have to merge those as well. So quadrifying stuff is going to make it easier to work with. But you know. Where is remove doubles? Alt-M, thank you. Yeah, by distance, right? Removed 11 vertices. Yeah. Glorious. See, these are the hotkeys that I need to start learning because, like, I was using the machine plugin or add-ons, and while those are awesome, they don't really help me help you guys. So I've had to be sitting here relearning stuff. Okay, so now I'm going to grab this, and then we're going to Alt-J, triangulate. Then we get this grossness going on here. And I need to figure out what these are. Oh, that's not good. Okay, so these ones are actually welded together, so I'm going to need to go in and isolate these. Not separate, unwrap. Huh. What is this? Ooh, that's a good song. Yeah, see these randos? Can't be having that. So make sure I'm not losing some of these. Samo, what's up? Yeah, I like to simulate the mouse as a 3-button. Okay, what's going on here? I'm like, where is that? Where is this thing? There it is. Things are good. We're just learning things. Back in school again? Oh man, school. Okay. What is this smooth we see here? More than 2 UVs must be selected. What do you mean? So I need to identify how the stretching is doing. I need to remember where that's at. Later, Elysium. Thanks for hanging out. This one right here will help you with your density stuff if you average the island scales. So if you select everything, that should just work. Yeah, so now they're all kind of about the same size physically from each other. That's going to be really useful. You know, I'm curious if I just export this, if I just pack this and export it, I'm curious how that's gonna. So it's pretty iffy pack, which is why I'm gonna need that pack master at some point. But there's a way to visualize stretching. Ooh, gross. Yeah, you're gonna want seams from islands. There you go. That should help us, because then we're gonna need to select all of these, smooth, and then make sure that the geometry's auto smoothing is all the way up. And then what is it? UV. Can you select? No, maybe it needs to be in here. So what I want to do now is select the seams or UV borders. View tab buried in a subpanel. Eastwood, what's up, man? Shift G. Do I need to be over here? D-Chan. Edge mode. Thanks. Seam. Whoa, okay, this is rendering really strangely. Anyways, okay, so I've got all those selected, right? So then I guess I need to control I. That's weird. And then mark sharp. And that's... Oh, you're talking about... Oh, right. Thanks. Okay, yeah, let me do that again just so people can see it. So if I select this edge, which is a seam, and then I press Shift G, I can select all seams. And then what I'm doing is marking sharp so that those have a sharp edge. So everything is smooth except the UV island borders, essentially. So I'm just gonna, this sounds crazy. I'm gonna export this. And I'm going to start Substance Painter, and I'm just going to run a quick bake and just see what happens. I don't know what the OBJ is going to do. I'm going to export one called Tentacle UV LP for Lowpoly. Don't use OBJ. All right, sorry. I haven't gone through all this stuff to double check all that stuff. Okay. It usually messes with the scale of stuff, right? Oh, no. Activate license. Pretty please. Oh, no. It says I have no internet. What? Hang on. That's impossible, guys. Dude, I'm streaming with no internet. This is amazing. I need to update my substances, as you can tell. Is this because I exported with OBJ? Is that what it was, D-Chan? Alright, I need to double check something. I'm sorry, guys. Oh yeah, look. I was looking at Lucas's UV stuff. Pre-recorded stream confirmed. Anyways, how's everyone doing in chat while I try and figure this out? I'm a Jedi? Dude, I'm down. What the heck is going on? I'm actually getting a problem logging into their website. Are you guys able to log into the substance3d.com website? Yeah, they're not happy right now for whatever reason. Okay, I'm logged in. I don't know what's going on. Because it looks like I'm still paying for it, which is good. Which is good. That's the thing I was worried about. Maybe I wasn't paying for it anymore somehow. Okay, well, let's we're gonna try this. I'm gonna manually this is fun, guys. Troubleshooting live is the best way to troubleshoot. Alright, I have to switch the camera really quick. We're going full screen. Oh my god. All right. We're back. Man, I can't tell you how long it's been since I opened this. Do we have our, yeah, we got our hard edges. Oh no, what we also have is the piece that we don't need. This guy. Okay, we just want to look at, oh dang, it even brought the, I need to actually go into here and tell it to export selected only, right? FBX, selected objects. All right, let's go back to here. Oops. There we go. All right, cool. And then I need to go to the baking. I'm trying to remember where I don't think I've exported out the Highpoly mesh yet. So we're just going to go to this guy. And then we're going to export. And then crash everything. So, I mean, we're not planning on texturing this, but if you guys want, we can just take a ton of questions on that stuff. Where are we at here? Tentacle, Highpoly. Okay, I'm gonna lower this so we get a really fast bake, and we'll just see if it works. It'll be blurry if it worked. Doesn't look like it. And the reason being that the scale is probably different. Okay, I'm gonna take this mesh and duplicate it. And we're gonna run a quick thingamabob on here. Just reset this. I'm gonna remesh with Dynamesh. I'm gonna turn it down some. Do that. Give it a second. All right, go here. You guys see me in full troubleshoot mode now. Okay. One mesh, that's good. We're gonna go here, we're gonna remesh with Decimation, but we're actually going to keep it quite high. How do you actually texture? That is the question of questions, isn't it? There we go. That should be good enough. There's a ton of different ways to texture it. It all depends on like what you're working on and how you want to approach. Okay, so here's my question for you guys. So if you're exporting a model as an FBX directly from Blender into a folder, and then you bring that into Substance Painter, how are you exporting out your Highpoly mesh if that can't be an FBX from Zbrush? If that has to be an OBJ, isn't there a conflict between the two? Z plugins? Are you serious? FBX export? Zbrush, you're so weird. Man, that's hilarious. Why would they not integrate that into their just export window? All right, we're going even lower. We'll do none of these, just a normal. I didn't do it either. Yeah, fresh jams, I've never had an issue with it either. I see, so I'm getting issues here. Let me just do new. And I'm gonna select. All right, I'm gonna just grab the low poly. I'm gonna get discard this, and I'm just gonna go in here and do some things. Oh, I still need to be in here and export this out. No, wait, what? Hang on. My brain's hurting now. Selected only, there it is. And then UV low poly. And then no, select UV low poly. Discard. All right, and then bake. 156. We're gonna add the hit Highpoly. This is the one I think that is, yes. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know, but that has always worked for me. So I just use OBJ on both ends. And of course, this is a very low res, and the UVs look atrocious. Look at that. That clean usage, the clean, smooth, straight UVs, the non-jagged. All right, so let's go in here. Looks. We'll do a 1024, and we'll just sure all. Why not? So I'll just bake all this out really fast. Get that resolution in there. Get the nice AO. Okay, so doesn't look all that bad. And what if I go into, let's see here. Man, I always forget this stuff. Not shadows. No, none of that. Oh my God, 26 months. That's crazy. Thanks, man. Evening, how you doing, dude? Thanks, man. That dedication, though. Where the heck's the... Where is it? Looking for the wireframe. Isn't there a hotkey for that now? I guess I could select this, because this is more about selecting the... Like if you needed to select faces for whatever reason. Is there actually a way to do a really nice manual low poly? Or a very clean low poly? Because then you can get some really nice clean UVs laid out. And I mean, if you watch how I'm building things, I'm just kind of, I'm going for it. I don't even care. I'm just trying to get something that looks cool. See, now this is where like the material ID stuff you guys were talking about in chat earlier come in handy, because this is all uniform mesh, right? This is all one mesh, but like maybe I want this inside area to be a different material than this. With a material ID, I can actually select that ID color and it will mask it for me. Now the material IDs can actually be embedded in the geometry's vertex color of the Highpoly coming from Zbrush. So you could go to here, And just make sure, like, before you merge these together, that you've colored this, like, say that this is red, right? So as long as this is red, oh, can I, ooh. So if this is red, and then I made this area up here blue, when I bake the Highpoly, I can tell it in here to bake the ID map, and it will look for the vertex color information in the Highpoly mesh that I've linked here. So that's how you would create a color ID map, or a clown map, as it was originally called back in the days. Okay, let's yeah. Should we keep unwrapping? It's 9:15. Or should we like mess around with some texturing on here? I've never done like stylized cartoon texturing in this. So some stuff that you can look into is, like, if you go smart materials, there's some cool stuff in here. I think if I get the more updated one, there's even cooler stuff in here. But like the go-to when you're showing off this type of stuff is anything that's chipped or rusted. So machinery is the one I like to grab. And if you just drag it up here, you can see it kind of is already trying to do the work for you. And if you open this up, you've got rust, dust, dirt, and then your base metal material. Now, when you click on the mask for this, where do I live? I'm in Sweden. So if you go in here and you look at the mask for dirt, you can alt click on it, and it'll show you what you're looking at here. So this is the dirt layer. If I click back to here, you can turn it on and off, and you can kind of see what's going on. It's pretty subtle, but it's there. It looks like it's mainly changing the roughness values. But yeah, so if you click on this, alt click on that mask area here, and then down here, if you click on this, normally this window will be down here, like so. Thank you for the follow. Undead chillin', the chillin' undead. So you get all your properties here, and these allow you to control how the mask is being generated. So this is a mask generator, or mask editor. Where are you from, Astro? Sounds like you might be on the other side of the world. You're probably in North America. But yeah, you can see how, like, we can bring other information here. And if you click here, but then go into this without looking at the mask, you can see subtle information coming in right around here with the second texture. We can adjust how much the ambient occlusion is affecting the dust. I think a better one is or the dirt. A better one's going to be the rust, because you really see where that's happening. So you click this, you can go in and change how much it's happening, the contrast of it, which is, when you think about it, rust is relatively contrasty. It's either rusty or it's not. And then it's more like, especially when it's paint, you have to think about the way that the rust is forming. So like if it's high contrast, right, you're going to have less of that. Global balance, this is like the overall rust amount. But let's go in, let's just delete this. And I think if we were initially going to start with something, I think it'd be something like, I like fill layers because they're more non-destructive. So it's this guy here. So if you add a fill layer, we'll delete this one. So this fill layer has a color, right? And you can set that color to whatever you want. Or you can do material mode and give it a material. So like we could give it aluminum. Let's undo that. So we've just got a color. Man, I'm going to have to redo another video on just talking about Substance Painter and how this all works. Samo, actually, there's an older video of me talking about the basics of Substance Painter. You should watch that. That'll answer a lot of your questions. But let's say it's that color. Sure. And then we can add another fill layer. Make this like a purple or something. And then we'll add a black mask, which makes it not there. And then you select this, and then you can paint white. See, this is, I need a color map, guys. I need a color map. The other thing you do, you see how I'm painting like this, right? If I undo this and go to this selection over here, you can fill by triangles or polygon or mesh fill. So if I do triangles, I can texture with polygon selection or triangle selection. But yeah, let's just keep going here. So one thing to remember too is, like, while I'm painting this, we can't really do too much to this layer. If we copy, like, okay, hang on. Just for the sake of understanding this, I'm going to make something yellow, right? And I'm gonna select both these. I'm gonna group them, and we're gonna call this like the flesh, right? So this is flesh. We're gonna select this mask, and we're gonna actually, instead of clearing it, we're gonna copy the mask, or Control-Alt-C. We're gonna go to this layer, right click, create a black mask, and then here paste it, or Control-Alt-V. So now the mask is there, right? So you don't need a mask on this purple thing anymore. And so because of that, we're gonna remove the mask. Now the reason we don't need a mask is because I'm using this folder as the primary for where this flesh material is. Yeah, you can do by UV island as well, for sure. In the same options here, like here, UV chunk fill. So paste a mask in, it might work, it might be wrong. No, yeah, it's this Control-V and Control-Alt-C. It's just I'd already painted a mask. Oh, I see what you're saying. Like, I don't need to create one in order to make one, to paste it over. It'll actually make it and then paste. I see. That's good to know. Okay, so this layer, let's say that this is the original flesh color, and then this one is like more of like the gunky kind of gross. First, let's go down here. We can go to like smart masks, for example, and we can use something like, let's see here. I'm looking for some type of ambient occlusion cavity rust. So we'll take that at first. We'll do cavity rust and see that automatically this mask is trying to attempt to fill the gaps. We can lower the contrast here. Maybe we can do something like that. Let's see what else we can do here. It's using some type of just looking at how this is set up. I don't like it, so we'll just kill that. Then we'll go up here and I need me some more mask generators, yo. Dust occlusion, let's try that. We'll go here. We'll turn the contrast up. So you can see this kind of looks weird, right? It's yellow and purple or whatever. But because it's occlusion, it's kind of building up the crevices there. You can use this and we'll just eyedrop this purple and then we'll then lower the value or saturation. Or sorry, what were we looking at? Hang on. You can go here and we're lowering the value. Saturation's staying the same. Now remember, because you're on this layer, you can actually go in and change the roughness value as well. So like maybe you want this like not as rough as the rest of the material. And this is just the beginning of like how you can layer masks on top of masks and just kind of build up the material. And remember, this is all happening inside of this container. So if I go in here now and paint this in, you're going to get it wherever, like even if I paint it up here, you're getting all that type of information happening. Because it's happening everywhere. We're just masking where it actually can show. And if you press X, you can invert the mask and just paint that away. But yeah, we should, going forward, once we actually finish building out this asset, we should probably, we should just go in and actually make an ID map so we can show that, how that works and stuff. But yeah, and remember too, you can go back down to this one and actually change the roughness range of the underlying surface as well. Oh, that's cool, Acid. Yeah, the material mode up here is just a collection of materials that are actually here. All this stuff. Which you could technically save out your own materials and add them to this library. But yeah, we'll probably go in and look at how we can maybe add a paint layer on top. And then we can go in and, like if we use a Wacom, we can actually get the pressure sensitivity. And then start tuning the flow based off pressure. Turn the size off, the pressure size, and then just actually start painting in values. And just like in Photoshop, you can change the way that it sorts. If it's screen, and you can lower the overall the opacity on it. One thing too, when you start texturing like this, you're probably going to want to press C. And that just lets you cycle through your maps up here. Or you can click up here and switch there. Pressing B or M will go back to the original, but C kind of goes through all the maps. Anywho, let's unwrap that other piece, because I know UVs are exciting, right? DJ, is it Kazan? I mean, you can download it on algorithmic site, but you have to pay monthly for it. Unless you're a student, I believe there's a student... is there a student deal? Yep, free student license. Nice. But we've proven that this works, so that's good. We just need to get the rest of the stuff figured out. Just kill this. Discard that jazz. Uh-oh, did I delete everything? Hang on here. It's like I think I deleted the body. It's approval right there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. Tentacle and yeah. Cool. Cool. What? I didn't. You know what I did? There we go. I had an isolate mode, which is the it's the button next to numlock. Your is it /? So isolates even though it's all visible. Even though it's all visible, it's not. Okay, so let's go in here. Let's just go for gold. Oh, wait, before we do that, select everything, Alt-J. That's a huge question to answer. I think, go here, go to our Discord. We're gonna triangulate some of this. I think this'll work. Compare UVs, dude, that's cool. Okay, so, this is some nasty topology. So down here is not very important, right? So we can probably just go in and grab all of these guys and dissolve edges. Hang on. These guys. No? Dissolve edges. There we go. How do you how do you connect to verts? It's gonna my brain. Control X. Oh, thank you. I always forget that. So if you highlight all these, right, and then Control X, it'll just dissolve. J, thanks. You're learning it all. It's good, man. Oh, let's do. This is one way to optimize your geometry just a little bit. Okay, let's just grow that selection. Okay, I'm just gonna hit you and unwrap. Move that over here. Oh yeah, and then I'm gonna hide it. So this bottom area is gonna be super weird. I wonder if I can just like try and see where I can break off from the pack, you know. Dude, shortcuts are everything, man. I'm the other way around. I'd rather learn the shortcuts. Maybe I can grab all this. What is going on here? What is this? That's going to be a horrible UV mess. I'm just going to... Whoa. Whoa. So one thing they need to do or change is, you see how I went into edge mode to do a change? When I go back into face mode, I lose the history of that change or of the selection I had. So I actually have to go back and reselect a lot of stuff, which is super, super annoying and not really intuitive to the way the rest of the 3D packages work. Oh, see, and I didn't even connect it. Killing me. We're excluding that. You're excluded. I'm just gonna hide that and see if there's anything weird geometry-wise floating around. Something I may have missed. I'll save that as a selection like that. I'll go back now and connect these. And then I'll select this. All right. Cool. I know you said something about making an idea map. Are you making an idea map right now or retopo? Retopo and just UV stuff right now. I mean, it's 9:36. Remind me in 10 minutes and I'll do it. Ew. What? Oh. Oh no. That needs to be included in this. How long have I been in the industry? I've been in the industry for 12 years now. Samo, I think it might depend. I will be 34 this year. I'm getting all AMA in here. I'm down. Are you guys down? So old. Hella old. I know, I'm feeling it, man. I'm feeling it. Feeling the pain, the suffering, the relentless onslaught. And you will too. Just you wait. It's fun, let me tell you. It's really fun. So almost there. 2.5 hours? Dude, awesome. Super fresh. Well, welcome. This industry is fun. It can be a little stressful, but it's totally worth it. Is it better using brush select? I mean, I think they're going to be pretty similar. Because I like to be able to trace a shape and then just kind of loop back around. I think grabbing all of this is going to require too much of the asset, so, or of the UVs. So it's probably going to be a little on the stretchy side, but let's try it. Because I like to draw lines as well. It helps me understand what I'm separating. I think I'm just gonna grab this. Also, the paint select is kind of limited based on the size of the brush also, which is a little stressful. Okay, let's... Wait, what's going on here? Okay, yeah. Oh no. Wait, what? What are those? Ew, those are, oh, gross. Oh yeah, this spot's gonna get a little complicated. I'm just gonna UV break there. I'm gonna break it right there too. What did I do before I came in industry? Oh my god. You really want to know? I was a model and daytime worker for Abercrombie and Fitch. Before that, I worked at a movie rental and bookstore. I'm getting to the age now where it's like, yeah, I've experienced things that you could argue are like a different life. Miss those guys. There we go. Oh, crap. Cube, what's up? How you doing? You're 31 years old and you're about to finish your master's in game art. I feel like I might be a bit bad off due to age. No, you're fine. I always tell the story that I had a friend who got his first job when he was 40 years old on the year of his 40th birthday. Thanks, man. Yeah, he got his first job when he was 40. Or on the year of his 40th birthday. I'm just gonna quick favorites that. Everything is intact. Gives you hope. Good, man. Yeah, you got more things to worry about than your age, right? Pretty high profile as well for his first job. I believe he's still there as well. He's his first job was at Bungie. Oh, there we go. Wrap. Fancy seeing you here. This community's small, man. It's always nice to see familiar faces, though. I'm probably going to add a split here because the way that this is curving over itself is not really... Maybe I can... Yeah, there's going to be some stretchage there. I'm just going to isolate this side information here. Basically, you see me rotating around as like I'm just checking where like you lose sight of that selection, because it gives me an idea where the seam is gonna hide. You know what I mean? I'm gonna do that. Alright, let's see what we have left here. Cool. Can hide that. Save. I'm almost done with this. Oh, it's 9:50. Did you guys remind me? I don't think you did. Okay, we're going to go to ZBrush really fast. We're going to go back to the base Highpoly before these were separated. This one. Just reminding you. Okay, so if you need this guy to be organic, right? These can't be welded together or else it's going to be a pain. We could go in now and actually, if you go to flat, this will help you visualize it a little bit more. Let's bring this divider out here, and we're going to grab this little guy here, we're going to drag it over here. And we're going to make sure that blue is max, so it's just full blue, fill object, right? And then unhide that, or sorry, if you hold down Control Shift and left click on it, it will inverse what's visible and what's not. And so now you got these guys. Let's just make this red and no green, just red. Fill object, Shift F, and then click in the background. So now you got these two colors, right? So if we export this, we'll call it Tentacle HD ID. So it's telling you it's got the ID map in it. Oh, nice, Fresh Jams. I appreciate that you feel that way about me. Yeah, start up Substance Painter. So I've exported out the mesh with the colors applied as vertex color onto the geometry. He forced you in? That's hilarious. Flashbang. I'm going to say new, metal rough, and then we're going to say low poly, UV low poly. I think that's the one. Yes. And then let's go to the bake maps. We're going to add, and we're looking for ID, HP ID. Okay, so you got to make sure this is checked. Let's see if this works right off of the gate here. If not, then I don't have time to troubleshoot it, I don't think. But that's how it should work. There it is. ID color map. So if you go down here and you go to project, this will show you all the maps that you've baked. There's your color map. You see that? So now you can go into your layers and let's just make two fill layers. We'll make one like this green. Then we'll make one like a purple. And then we'll select this green one. We'll brain. We'll make a black mask. And then we'll select this one. Oh man, my brain. Hang on. I'm forgetting how you do it. Adding mask with color selection. There you go. Okay, and then it's looking at the ID map. You click pick color and you'll see the two colors. And this is the green one we want, so you click that and there you go. See how clean that is? Of course you're going to get a little bit of artifacting because I think there's a roughness difference between these two. But you can see. Oliver, what's up, dude? How you doing, man? Lovely like yourself. Oh, stop it. Could you get that same result with texture sets? What do you mean texture sets? See, and if I alt click this, you can see where it's masking. It's pretty nice. It's a really good way to go about it. See, maybe you want this material more slimy. So you get this nice and shiny and stuff. And then maybe you want this material to be I think you can. No, how do you do it? There's a way to switch between these just by clicking on them. But maybe you want this one to be more rough, so it's diffused. Well, basically material groups are going to be set in Blender, adding materials to a vertex group. I mean, that's one way of doing it. The benefit of doing this is it doesn't need to adhere to, where are we at here? Oh my gosh. 1 year, dude. Thanks, man. Thanks a lot, dude. So if I go wireframe, you can see it doesn't necessarily have to adhere to the vertex. It's all based off pixels. You can make a snippet of the last 5 minutes, can't you? Getting that golden badge. They have the tentacle. Dude, it's got them colors, doesn't it? You could technically make a super high res ID map. Yeah, so if I went in here, because this has all been painted out and it's looking at an ID map, I could technically go back here. Where's it at? Go bake, say none, but then just do the ID and make this like a 2048. That doesn't look right. Hang on here. I'll just do all. Let's hope the stream doesn't explode. Mom, get the camera. Oh, do I have to reselect the colors? Well, that would be weird, but maybe. It's jagged too, so oh yeah, the stream is choking right now. So it's jagged as well, and that might be because we don't have like a really good where's it at? Hue shift, vertex color. Yeah, so you can have it look at other things as well. But anti-aliasing we don't really have on. If we go to a 1024 and then turn anti-aliasing, super sampling up to 2 times. Don't die, stream. Don't die. How you doing, Aim Tech? It's good to see you. Come on. That encoding though. That helps a little bit. It's so small, you're not gonna see that, you know what I mean? You're back here. And see, immediately you're already seeing there's this difference where like this is much more diffused and this is really shiny. I mean, maybe you want to go the other way. You can make the armor really shiny, and then go back to here and make this really rough. Man, that color's killing me. GAI student, finally get the chance to watch you live on Twitch. Been looking awesome. Dude, nice to see you. Nice to meet you. Buddha. Are you on the Discord? Yeah, I baked all of the maps instead. Dude, good. Good. It's good to I'm happy to see you. Dude, I do have to end the stream here in a minute, but what time is it for you? Yeah, Samo, that's a great idea. So, okay, so next stream, which is going to be on Wednesday, we're going to finish the UVs, which should be pretty quick because we're almost done. And then we're going to bake out all the maps in here, and we'll just spend the stream texturing it. Should be cool. We can talk about all types of stuff in here. There's all types of weird things you can do in here. Like if you go in here, and actually, I'm going to do it with a fill layer again. So if you do a fill layer and you turn off all the maps except the height and the normal, you can say the height's going to be higher. And what's going on here? Like, you don't have to have color. Come on. Come on now. So because it's fill layer, you can't paint, right? So then you add your black mask. And then when you paint, when you paint, you can see you're painting height and normal information. And because it's on the mask, you can just go here and control the height of it afterwards. Or you can go negative and make it inwards. But what's cool is you could go here, and then if you're doing machinery, you can do this like inner edge here. Right, maybe you need weld lines. So you can go to your size of your brush, spacing, get that spacing up. So you get some bumps going on there. It's that beating that you usually get. You get a little bit of a flow jitter, so some of them are less than others. Angle jitter, position jitter, so they just have a really shaky hand. Almost have it. Almost. Tighten up the edge so it's a little sharper. And then just... The cool part is you're bringing in this whole other thing. You could actually go into the roughness and actually make this rougher as well. And then you can erase it if you need to also. Bring it back where you want. Of course, aliens don't have weld lines and all that, but whatever. And you can hold down shift as well and just draw like really clean lines. All right, guys, I've got to get out of here. Thanks for hanging out. If you're not, you should join the Discord. Hang out with us. It's insanely active. And yeah, have fun hanging out with all of us. We're good fun. Trust me. All right, I'll see you guys later. I'll see you on Wednesday.